Until you wake up one day and you realize, wow, I wasted all my life trying to live a life that led me to destruction. I wasted all my life trying to live a life that wasn't even mine, just because you were trying to fit in. Like, how about you look within and see what you actually want to do, and then focus on yourself? Your future self is looking back at you. Do you want them to be proud of you, or do you want your future self to look and be like, what is she doing? We're meant to achieve that goal. We're meant to achieve that dream. What are you doing trying to be like everybody else, trying to fit in? For what? What is that bringing you? Nothing. It's all temporary. Throughout history, if we look at, you're not going to remember, let's say, the millions and millions of people that actually passed away. No, because they're just numbers. But you're only going to remember somebody that stood out, somebody that decided to do something innovative, somebody that wanted to be different, that did something. This is the person that gets rewarded, never the person that tries to be like everybody else, because you're just a number. So it goes back to you. Do you want to be a number, or do you want to be a name? Hey everyone, it's Noor and welcome back to my channel. Here's the thing. Why fit in when you were born to stand out? And if you're not going to be woke, and you're not going to have the knowledge needed in order to prevent and take your precautions, then you're going to fall into the trap that everybody else falls into. Imagine you're a random person scrolling on social media and you're seeing everybody living their best life. Yeah, their best life, which is BS, by the way. There's no such thing as having a perfect life, but this is what social media pushes and portrays. And so imagine a normal person scrolling. He's seeing everybody living their best life, and he looks at himself and he starts comparing his life to theirs, which is very wrong, because automatically you're gonna feel like if you're not living the same lifestyle, or if you're not doing what everybody else is doing, that means you don't fit in. Well, what if I tell you that these are pure lies that the enemy tries to plant in our heads? Even when it comes down to beauty standards, you know, everybody, literally guys, everybody now looks the same nose, same everything. And I'm not saying for the people that, you know, did surgeries, you know, that is a bad thing, but I'm saying at least do it because you want to do it. Don't do it because other people are doing it. This is where the problem goes. And it even got to the point where, let's say there's a girl that doesn't have surgeries done, you know, that doesn't look the same as everybody else. She starts having all these thoughts and she starts being insecure and thinking that she also doesn't fit in. Well, let me tell you something. For everybody that feels like they don't fit in, or they feel like they're different, you're not meant to fit in. You're meant to stand out, and that is the truth. You see, God made each person with a different fingerprint, with a different DNA. He made each person unique. So you aren't meant to fit in. You aren't meant to look like everybody else around you, because God didn't want us to be that way. He wanted us to be unique and different, because there's beauty in being unique. There's beauty in standing out and being your own kind of beautiful. Think about it. If you try to be like everybody else, don't you become basic? You literally become basic. You look like everybody. Do you want to be unique and different and stand out from the crowd? Then embrace the differences that God has bestowed upon you. And once you do that, then you're gonna find strength in that. Then you're gonna feel like, wow, I never knew there was so much strength in being true to who I am. You are meant to be different. You are meant to be unique. You are meant to be like yourself, not like anybody else. And one thing you need to realize is that a lot of people, they don't try to stand out because they're scared of other people's judgments. They're scared that, you know, they might look different. You should stop that. Why are you trying to live a life that isn't yours? Why are you trying to be someone you're not? Do you really want to act like someone you're not? Like, what type of life is that? Not everybody can be different, because it takes courage. If you try to live a life that isn't yours, you'll always be trapped in that box. You'll never become the best version of yourself. You will find yourself unhappy. I'm not even satisfying who I am. I'm not satisfying my soul. All I'm doing is trying to satisfy everybody around me except me. Why are you doing that? There's no need to ever think like you need to fit in, because you're not meant to fit in. Stop thinking it's cool, or like it's fun, everybody is doing it. Even in the Bible it says, enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate and narrow the road that leads to life, and only few find it. If we look at today's society, you see, God already warned us about this. He said, wide is the gate that leads to destruction. What does it mean? If we look at today's society, everybody is out there partying, smoking, drinking, they're hooking up. They actually even call it hookup culture. You've got all these different things that they try to make it seem as if they're like, this is the real meaning of life, and they tell you only live once. And as if this is the norm. It literally became the norm. And if you're not doing all these things that everybody else is doing, they label you as boring. They tell you, get a life. Life is too short. You only live once. Life is short, but eternity is long. How about I tell you that I can live my life happily ever after, not needing to walk in sin, that not only is damaging me even more, but it's leading me to destruction. So no thank you. While you are out there partying and drinking and smoking and destroying your temple, I'm gonna be out here working hard on myself and becoming the best version of myself and taking the narrow path that, yes, may be difficult, but it's definitely worth it. Because honestly, if we think about it, it's so easy to do the same as everybody else, because temptations are everywhere in this world. And this is what I'm trying to make you guys realize, is that you shouldn't be one of these people, because that path leads to destruction. Because that cool and fun that they made it out to seem is all temporary, until you wake up one day and you realize, wow, I wasted all my life trying to live a life that led me to destruction. I wasted all my life trying to live a life that wasn't even mine, just because you were trying to fit in. Like, how about you look within and see what you actually want to do, and then focus on yourself? Isn't it better to take the narrow road that might be difficult? Yes, you're gonna work hard. Yes, you're gonna suffer for a bit. It's all gonna be worth it, because at the end of the day, you reap what you sow. If you walked in the righteous path and you decided to be different and not fit in like anybody else, you're gonna bear fruit of that. At least you lived the life that was yours. At least you were being yourself all this time. At least you were following the truth, and you weren't just trying to fit in with the crowd. You see, do you want to be a number, or do you want to be a name? This is very important to realize. You see, throughout history, if we look at, you're not going to remember, let's say, the millions and millions of people that actually passed away. No, because they're just numbers. But you're only going to remember somebody that stood out, somebody that decided to do something innovative, somebody that wanted to be different, that did something. This is the person that gets rewarded, never the person that tries to be like everybody else, because you're just a number. So it goes back to you. Do you want to be a number, or do you want to be a name? And for me, I want to be a name. I'm not trying to be like everybody else. And you see, this mentality may seem as if you're going to be a bit lonely. You're never really lonely. You've got God by your side. And as long as I know that I've got God by my side, that's all that matters. I don't need a lot of friends. I don't need to try to fit in. I don't need to be doing things that everybody else is doing, because I know that it's just not good for me. And I want to make sure that I'm being the best version of myself. So please, everyone watching this, you need to wake up. And you need to cut down all the distractions and stop letting the system and the matrix rule you. If you see a trend happening, if you see, people are, let's say, spending their money on useless things, if, let's say, you see the beauty standards have shifted, you don't have to also shift like the crowd. No, take the narrow road and be different. Have that mentality. Become so obsessed on working hard on yourself that nothing else matters anymore, and that you know that, yes, even though it may be hard, it's going to be much more beneficial in the long run than following everybody else and being a loser afterwards. And how you know that you are walking in the right direction is if it's the righteous path, if you're not walking in wickedness, you're not walking in sin. If you are trying to, let's say, build that business, you want to be successful, you think you're gonna get there if you're partying all the time, or you're hanging out with losers, or you're just like chilling like everybody else? Oh yeah, I'm still young. Like, what are you talking about? You don't have time. You need to be successful fast as possible. There's no time to party. There's no time for all this BS. You need to work hard on yourself. You need to cut down all the distractions, all the noise. All of this is noise. Everything, and I'm telling you, everything that was created in society was made to distract you. And you need to wake up so you don't let it affect you. You see, if my phone is a type of distraction, I shouldn't be using it throughout the day. I should turn it off and put it in another room, for example. Find your distraction, see what's distracting you, and observe your thoughts, and you will be able to see what you need to stay away from. For example, if, let's say, all your friends are out there partying, they're drinking, and you feel like you're always thinking about that in a way, then you need to pause for a second, and you need to realize the value in not falling in temptation. Look, I said it before and I'm gonna say it again. You were made to stand out. And the only way to stand out is to be yourself, be unique, and surrender your life to God. And ask Him to lead your steps and lead your way. Stop following what your friends are doing. You know, drop everybody that isn't bringing you value. You know, drop the distractions, drop everything, and just focus. Because I'm telling you, a few years from now, you're gonna thank yourself. You're gonna thank the young version of you that decided to take that path. Also, something that's really gonna help you, imagine your future self is looking back at you. Do you want them to be proud of you? Or do you want your future self to look and be like, what is she doing? We're meant to achieve that goal. We're meant to achieve that dream. What are you doing? Trying to be like everybody else, trying to fit in. For what? What is that bringing you? Nothing. It's all temporary. That fun, all of this, woo, it's so cool. It's all temporary. It's not gonna last. So it's up to you whether you want to play now and cry later, or you want to suffer now and be successful later. And yeah, guys, that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys learned something new. If you want to see more videos, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And you can follow me on my socials to stay updated with me. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.